In negligence cases, showing the connection between a defendant's negligent actions and the damage sustained by the plaintiff is key to a successful claim. The case of Hammerstein versus Gene Development West highlights these elements. George Hammerstein and his wife Venita were invited guests at the Nevada Landing Hotel and Casino for New Year's Eve, 1989. At check-in, the Hammersteins were given a fourth-floor room. George was an approximately 70-year-old diabetic who believed his diabetes made it ill-advised for him to use stairs. George told the front desk this, but there weren't any rooms available on the main floor. The desk clerk said the Hammersteins would have to leave if they didn't take the fourth-floor room. The clerk also said there was an elevator and the Hammersteins wouldn't have to use the stairs. They took the fourth-floor room. The Hammersteins rang in the new year and then returned to their room shortly after 1 a.m. About 10 minutes later, a fire alarm went off and the Hammersteins had to evacuate the hotel. The Hammersteins didn't see, smell, or hear any indication of a fire. However, people were running down their hall, so the Hammersteins left their room. Pursuant to the local fire and building codes, the hotel elevators automatically shut off when the fire alarm started. George had to use the stairs, which he described as steep and metal. Even though George held on to the banister and took the steps one at a time, he slipped and twisted his ankle. After about 45 minutes of the alarm ringing, the hotel staff announced it was a false alarm. The Hammersteins used the elevator and went back to their room. George noticed that a small blister had formed on his heel, and his ankle was swollen from his slip. He didn't contact the hotel about his injury. He put a bandage over the blister and went to bed. By the morning, the blister had burst, so George put a new bandage on it. After the Hammersteins got home from traveling, George received medical treatment. George's diabetes had affected his circulation to his foot and made the blister worse. The blister turned into an infected ulcer and then a gangrenous infection. The fire alarm at Nevada Landing had undergone multiple previous repairs for a malfunctioning circuit board. An expert assessed the hotel's engineering logs and concluded that there was a, quote, inherent fault in the fire alarm system, unquote, and there had been an excessive number of false alarms. George sued under multiple theories, including standard negligence. Nevada Landing moved for summary judgment. The court noted a small tribal issue of fact about whether Nevada Landing should have known someone would get hurt evacuating during the false alarms, but found no negligence and granted for summary judgment. George appealed.